In this week's episode, we'll discuss the topic why your Instagram isn't getting students and how to fix it. Welcome to Black Belt Banter, the best podcast to help your martial school increase profit and generate substantial revenue. I'm your host, Jimmy Hong, and I'm joined by our resident expert, Master Chan Lee, and Mr. Nick Doherty. Mr. Nick is a 25 plus year marketing veteran, AI search strategist, and founder of Winterborn Digital Marketing. He's been at the forefront of helping martial arts schools, fitness studios, and local businesses adapt to a new era of marketing by replacing outdated funnels and ads with AI-driven visibility, content, and conversion systems. Nick has been working with some of the biggest names in the industry, including Champions Way, Gorilla Consulting, and I Love Kickboxing. And he's currently leading one of the fastest growing movements in the fitness space with Vibe 35. Today, Nick teaches business owners how to get discovered on platforms like ChatGPT, Instagram, and YouTube, turning their content into a 24/7 lead generating machine without relying on traditional marketing agencies. Mr. Nick D, Master Chan Lee, welcome to Black Belt Banter. Master Chan, let's start off with you. I have a feeling this topic you're really going to enjoy talking about because you've been getting great results lately with your organic Instagram marketing. What have you been doing recently, and how does today's topic relate to what you've been working on?
Before I talk about what I'm up to, but we have the famous Nick D, who back in the day, I was a Champions Way customer. It was the first software in the industry. And this man was sending out tons of emails and free content for us to be better school owners. And the man's a legend. He's been everywhere. He's seen a thing or two. And he is one of the leaders in marketing and martial arts space. And I remember back in the day, tells me my age. I used to be on Yellow Pages. You had to have a big Yellow Page ad, the dominant space. We're paying like thousands of dollars a month for that. And then it switched over to Yahoo. And then it was Google. And then you had to have good websites. And I was indexed. And up until a few years ago, I was getting about 120 leads a month. And then all of a sudden, it just disappeared. Like half of it is gone. And I remember reading somewhere that people are now on social media more than they are on websites. And if you're just doing a website, it's dead. And so anyway, it's a pleasure and honor to have you on the podcast. And you are the real deal. And thank you for agreeing to be here and share all your knowledge with us and so forth.
I appreciate that, guys. I mean, that's an honor coming from you, Master Lee, too. So thank you, Jimmy. So yeah, man, you guys I love what you're doing. People need it. The school owners need it. And I said, thanks for having me.
It's an honor to have you on. Master Chan keeps telling me about, we got to get Nick on. We have to get Nick on. I'm like, let's get him on. Let's get him on. And I'm finally so glad to. I know you're a busy man. Can you share with us, school owners in our industry, what they're doing wrong, what they're doing right? What is your thought on all this, Mr. Nick?
Yeah, I love that. It's a great question. And it's not even that complicated. It's like Master Lee actually touched on it. Used to get a bunch of website leads, like 80, 70, 100, whatever a month. And, 50% of them would maybe get back to you, whatever. So you're having a good month. And what happened was, we talked about this last year, early part of last year. The playbook of the Kesher Jurgen websites for opt-ins, countdown timers, scarcity, urgency, all that stuff. What happened was 80% of the audience became numb to it. So the drop, they're like, oh, I don't want to opt in and get a bunch of messages. The consumer behavior changed. And that's why the algorithm changed. And a lot of marketing agencies don't even understand it. So I don't know how they're even helping people. Like, if you don't understand how it changed, then it's like and there's several companies that I literally show, like, on some of my groups. You're paying them to hurt your reach. So they're using linked offers and discounts, and you think someone's handling your social media, and what they're doing is they're getting you flagged as an advertiser for your organic. That you shouldn't be putting that type of stuff on your organic. You know what I mean? It's like your organic should be transformations and stories and experiences, not offers and discounts. So people that think they're like doing that. So that's number one, is fire your social media manager, because if it doesn't come from you, it's not going to work. Just like put that in quotes. Fire your social media manager. If it doesn't come from you, there's no chance of it working. Because if not, they need to be at your school talking to you all day long, getting what's happening. How do they know the temperature and the heartbeat of your school? They don't. So fire your social media manager.
So I gotta fire my wife. Is that what you're saying, Mr. Nick?
If you're paying a marketing agency, you know what I mean? never fire your wife. You know what I mean? So you're like your wife, I'm sure if she's involved in the school, that's a great question. So if your wife's involved and it's coming from you, or even if it's your daughter or something like that, that's okay.
I
But
want to fire
yeah,
all of them, my whole family. I want them gone.
oh man, but that's a different question, right? You know what I mean? And then the second thing is that you need write this down, everyone. It's like short form video content at scale, right? So making one video a day, like I hate to like break people's hearts, but it's like literally it's not enough. Like one video per day, like some people will tell you whatever, it's not. If you want to get like more visibility, then it's not going to work. So you should be thinking in terms of, all right, I'll start with one, then I want to get to two. But just so you know, don't be like proud of yourself for doing one post per day. Like it's the bare minimum that your brand should have. And so that's number two they should do. The third thing they should look at is when it comes to their website, they should make sure that their website is optimized for AI. So meaning that like for ChatGPT to pull information, it has to be put in a certain way. Now, anyone telling you that they're going to guarantee you'll get pulled or you'll get indexed by ChatGPT or Perplexity, like that's a lie. No one can guarantee it. All you can do is position
I can
yourself.
categorize, agree
Yeah.
with you because I put best martial arts school in Milwaukee and I didn't come up
Yeah.
on chat. I was like shocked. And we have close to 200 Google reviews. I've been Google.
Yeah.
I'm on like the front page 2 or 3 times. And I'm like, how does chat know who we're not? So you're right. That is a huge deal. And it's who doesn't use chat like almost every day now.
Everyone's used to it. So the whole thing is like they do pull a lot from your social media. So if you're not on Instagram, like, and there's nothing to pull, and there's nothing to pull from TikTok and YouTube, okay, and Google My Business, you should write that down. Like if your Google My Business page is not indexed properly and you don't have the right schedule and the right keywords and dozens of reviews, it's not going to pull anything. So what's changed is the approach it's like no longer social media. You have to understand that you're marketing to AI. So AI is looking, like I said, so the AI search engines, discovery engines on all the social platforms, like this take Instagram, because that's the one we're going to talk about. What it's looking for is this person, or this brand, is there a clear identity of who they are, who they serve? Is it very, very clear? So leaving it open for interpretation should never be the case. You should be talking about it. It should be in your subtitles. It should be in your captions. So it's like when you're talking about, so we're in Washington Township, New Jersey, and we work with children that have ADD and autism. And we've been serving South Jersey for over 25 years. If you'd like to learn more about what we do, like you should be talking about that. And then it's in your captions. And then even in the writing of your caption, like it's not just the captions on your video. You see what I'm saying? It's the consistency. So it's like confidence again and again, and just different angles of confidence. You're not trying to talk about 19 different things. Like, it's like, this is what we do. And you're constantly like, doing that. The second thing that you want to have is proof. So if you have a clear identity, and I say that I help children with confidence, and there's no proof of me helping children with confidence, they will not believe you as your like score is lower, right? So that's number two. The third thing is the volume and consistency. When you post 3 days in a row and you take off for 2 days, they're like, they won't recommend you as much because you might go away. Like, you know what I mean? Like you have to look at, you cannot stop posting. Like the 2 or 3 days you take off is going to drop your reach drastically. It's incredible, right? Right now I'm behind on my videos and I fell below 1 million for the first time in about 3 weeks. And it's because I am behind, but I know what to do to get it back. So that's what I would start with, guys. Like just a couple basics. Yeah.
Awesome. So just to reiterate, you're saying that we've got to train the AI to do it. And I think the big buzzword back in the day was SEO, right? Search engine
Yes.
optimization and so forth. And now that's all by the wayside, that you should really be training the AI and the algorithm for any of these other platforms so you feel more relevant, right? And then on top of that,
yes. I would say, it's called AEO, answer engine optimization, because those are answering engine machines, right? So so like your phrases, your blogs, like all the different videos, social media, your website, all like they have to answer the question in order to get recommended and pulled.
wow, that's great. That's great. I mean,
Yeah.
this is like cutting edge stuff, right?
Let me say something most martial arts school owners don't want to hear. Working harder is not what's going to grow your school. Most school owners are grinding every day, teaching classes, answering messages, running trials, posting on social media, and still stuck at the same number of students month after month. You start wondering, what am I doing wrong? Why are other schools growing faster? Why does it feel like I'm working more but getting less? Here's the truth. It's not effort. It's not talent. It's the way you think about your business. That's exactly why we created Black Belt Banter. This podcast is free, but it's not entertainment. We talk about real problems school owners face: marketing, staff, retention, revenue, the things nobody teaches you when you open a school. Black Belt Banter helps you think like a school owner who's growing, not one who's just trying to survive. But thinking the right way is only step one, because knowing what to do is very different from knowing exactly how to do it. That's where ASA Live comes in. ASA Live gives you the details, step by step systems, exact strategies, real instructions you could use right away. Black Belt Banter shows you the direction, ASA Live shows you the path. And the school owners who use both are the ones adding students, increasing revenue, and building schools that actually grow year after year. If you're listening to Black Belt Banter, you're already ahead. And when you're ready for the next level, register at asamartialarts.com/live or simply click on the description below to get started. Because growth doesn't happen by accident. It happens when you think different and then execute.
Yeah, I mean,
Um,
the chain, real quick. The thing is, like, exactly to your point, outside of the martial arts, I'm literally charging triple to quadruple the people that want to get indexed on Instagram, right? I help out a lot of martial arts schools, like, and I told them, I said, guys, like, I'm showing you how to do this, but I can't do the work for you. But it's like everyone needs to pay attention because it's all across all those platforms: Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, and Google My Business. They're all following the same parameters. So the person that's only on one will not get recommended as the person who's consistent on all. You know what I mean?
yeah.
So that's the high level A. All they all have to match each other, similar to SEO back in the day. Google, Instagram, Facebook. If your confidence here, but this is summer camp over there, and now you're talking about weapons, and this is a school of tournaments. Like it's got to be super clear for to get recommended. That's the key. That's how you get recommended.
So you're
Yeah.
saying
Wait,
they shouldn't do random acts of content, right? Like you
I mean,
shouldn't be putting this and that. And
that was
in
my
the
question is,
story.
Mr.
Well, hold on, no. In the story, Chan, random acts of content. Great question, right? That should be going under Instagram's story. You know what I mean? Like random, because you're showing behind the scenes of what's going on in the brand, right? But so for example, I show a lot of food, right? Because I'm a foodie. So if you go to my Instagram story, it's always some crazy cheesesteak or some crazy steakhouse or whatever. Like I don't put that on my page because that will confuse the algorithm. But I'm showing the journey of the entrepreneur life that I live. And I'm showing others like, because that it leads to conversations like, bro, like I'll meet someone out somewhere. They're like, man, I follow you. All you should do is go out to eat. So I don't have to sell them because they're watching me. They're watching me go to the
right,
best restaurants. And, does that make sense? So that your
right.
story has to be the same way. Sorry, Jimmy,
Well,
to cut you
I
off.
think there's, besides martial arts, I think that's another thing you and I are in common because I'm a secret foodie too. And,
Oh,
my
awesome.
wife is from Chicago and Chicago's only about an hour and 20 minutes from us. And I'll tell you, we get all our restaurant recommendations from Instagram. And yeah, my wife will be like, hey, did you check out this place? It just opened or whatever. And I'm
Yeah.
like, yeah, let's check. And it's not on, I don't Google it. I don't
Nope.
Yelp it. It's because it looks so good. And whoever put the content, I have a friend who runs a bunch of restaurants in Philly. And he was telling me that he pays a lot of money for influencers that come and
Oh,
eat
yeah.
because it drives his business. And I'm
Yeah.
like, man, we need this for the martial art industry. We need to get people to recommend us and come and because there is no buzz in a martial arts school. The only buzz we
No,
get is if someone gets arrested or someone gets hurt.
Chin, do you know who the perfect influencers are for your school?
Moms?
Exactly. Your students. Everybody, the kids today, when we were younger, remember it was like, I want to grow up and be a fireman or whatever, or astronaut, right? The
Right,
number
right.
one goal for a child is to be an influencer. So the thing is, the mistake I've been talking about this for years, Chan. The mistake the martial arts schools make is they think they need some influencer that whatever. Like, think about it. some influencer that just goes around town and talks about everything. Okay. What's better, that or the girl that's 9 years old that's literally showing her content, her story of her transformation, and now she's testing for her green belt, and it's and then all over 30 friends, like her friends are seeing it directly. You're talking about target local, like it's your students. It's like that. Those are the best ones. So what you do is you set them up as an affiliate, but they're really an influencer, and then you're giving them the content. You're working with them. I know you'll take this and do it. Like most schools, I've been talking about this for years, and no one does it. It's insane. They'd rather keep paying marketing agencies to run Facebook ads than get a brand ambassador program. I have an entire program laid out for brand ambassadors. And the difference is they want to do it, but we're not offering it. It's like, think about the leadership team, but now it's the brand ambassador team. And the thing is they want to do it. And they're the best. They are like the micro influencer is who you want. Yeah, I know a lot about this also. Like for Vibe 35, like we just finalized a deal with like Dave Bautista and a bunch of UFC fighters for telemedicine. So like they had to be in alignment, right? Like, so people that are going to do TRT, they don't want to see some out of shape person. They want to see a guy that's performing, so it's like, it has to be in alignment. So for you guys, it wouldn't make sense to have a UFC fighter. You need that person that's that local, like relatable person that's hitting like 100 of their friends. And if you have 6 or 7 of them, it's like, and then what? You set up an affiliate program so they refer people. And when they sign up, they get paid every month. They get a small percentage every month.
And I've been saying this for years, like a lot of businesses have issues finding content. A martial arts school it's content heavy.
Absolutely.
Like classes, people going to tournaments, people going to their testings, belt ceremonies, right? Black belt testings. It's just amazing, right? The amount of content that we have within the school.
Yeah. Content machine for sure. That's what you're building.
So if a school owner has their Instagram account and they're posting trial ads, vids of students, like videos of students, promotion exams, testimonial, all bunch of stuff, you're saying don't do it that way, is what you're saying.
Yeah, correct. I'm saying have a more strategic approach with the grid. So for example, like I would say like you repeat 6 types of posts that you're doing. So for example, if I'm talking about confidence for children, that's my main thing. Like I would have like, so on Monday, I'm doing my confidence series, right? Tuesday should be my like transformation result, my proof, I call it. So it's like, here's this, now it's proof. Then the next one should be something it's called engagement triggers. Like Instagram you don't do well on Instagram unless people are commenting. So like, if you don't have controversy triggers built into it, no one's going to respond. Now people will have a hard time with this. And specifically guys, like, listen, I know you guys are more traditional schools, but it's like what Instagram doesn't want, it does not push normal content. Meaning that if I just keep talking about things that are controversial, for example, let's just take like are kids weaker today than they were 20 years ago? Instagram likes that because it creates an argument. People stay on the platform. Saying everyone's doing great, nobody cares. You know what I mean?
So I would put something like Joe Rogan should have stuck with Taekwondo and never done BJJ. Something like that.
Yes, right? yes. Something that people can argue with, bro. Like if they can argue with it and just like, that's literally what you need. But it's called the hook, right? The on-screen hook is what determines if people watch your video. Now, most people don't even have an on-screen hook. So that means that you're hoping that the picture or the cover photo is enough. But if you look at my videos, I always have an on-screen hook. And then under it tells what episode it is. So I have multiple series going on right now for my page. So that's something about AI, installing AI agents. That's about another one about AI indexing, AI discovery. Everything is in alignment, but it's all things showing the people like what to do and explaining to them like the problem. Same thing you should do for confidence or discipline. Like it's the same exact thing, but different. So like what I'm saying is map out at least 3 to 4 posts and it's a different series. And then and then you're just following that. So it's like I said, confidence, transformation, something that has a controversy trigger, and then something that is more, maybe it's more like fun or something that's a story or something from you, whatever. And then you repeat it. And then what happens is that's called trusted content. And what Instagram does, it's easier because they look at you as, wow, this person is making it easier and predictable on what content's going to go out. So it gets pushed more versus the person who does random because there's not like a clear like identity of what the content's going to do. Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely. And you
Yeah.
know, I think you and I have been around where we call our friends or people we know and you're like, "Hey, I noticed that you hired this agency." And the first 2 months are like, "Yeah, we got this students and whatever." And it's inevitably by month 3 or 4 or maybe even 5, you go, "Hey, how are things going?" "Dude, I spent 10 grand and I got 3 people." And what
Yeah.
happened? And I knew I'm so glad we're talking to you because it's like everybody has this fallacy in the industry where they go, if I just throw money at it, it'll fix, or it's a done for you solution. And I've always had issues having other people talk about my message of my organization and my people because it's like one of those things where, you know, I felt to a certain degree your social media it's a hard and hireable thing to do. Maybe in the beginning it was okay when it first came out. You're in the 2018s, 19s, and 20s. Is like you threw some money at the Facebook and you're like getting leads like crazy. And then in 2020, 21, it all disappeared. We got like crap leads, and it was just like I turned it off. I was like, this is ridiculous. We're working for nothing here. And I believe your strategy is dead on. It is absolutely, it's cleared up so many things and questions that I've had and saying, why isn't this working and so forth? And an organic content and strategy like this is 100% the way to go.
Yeah. I mean, listen, I mean, the thing too is that what you'll start noticing from people like myself, like I think I've doubled my income in the past, like probably 3 months. You know what I mean? And the question is like, well, how? Well, exactly what I'm telling you. I was disgusted 3 years ago because everyone sounded the same, looked the same. Every agency, it was just like, and imagine I'm the OG of agencies. I was the first agency, right? So most
Right.
of these people worked for me, worked under us, whatever. So when you see all these so-called experts that never even owned a gym or never owned a martial arts school, like I've already owned my own building and sold it like after 20 years. Like I've done it. Like I was not pulled to be a consultant, Chan, right? Like Freed was like he knew I was doing well. I think our industry got littered with so many people that never did nothing, and now they're agencies. Like it's like so. What I stand for, this is like funny too. It's like I show people. I'm like, guys, I'm not telling you to do anything. I'm not doing for myself. Like I know it works because it's working. Like I'm doing it, and I think that our industry needs like more people like that. So, China, even for you, I know you doing it will work. Like if you're doing it for yourself, it will work. You know what I mean? All we're doing is helping people facilitate it is in getting the production at scale. That's the thing because the volume, it's the consistency. They give all these platforms. You know what I mean? So it's overwhelming. But the problem is no one cares about if you're overwhelmed. Then no one's waiting for anything. It's like so the schools that are waiting and waiting and waiting. It's like don't wait too long because then it's harder to catch up because it's
So,
so overwhelming.
so let's do actionable steps
Yeah.
for the people that are listening. And I know like right now, everybody's mind is probably blowing listening to this going, oh my God, I got to do what? I got to do this.
Yes.
Aya, you're talking about all these things. What would you say? Okay, I got a small school. I'm a single man operation, single woman or person operation. What would you tell them to do right away?
Yeah, I mean, the best news is that they have a cell phone. They don't need a marketing agency. You know what I mean? You have your cell phone. You should be going live on Instagram. You should be posting on Instagram multiple times per day. But based on the suggestions I gave you, posting on Facebook, reaching out to every local group. I mean, there's so much organic free stuff around you. And the thing is, the question is, when you're making this content, I teach movement based marketing. So, for example, we have a thing right now. It's called the Confidence Check Week. And Shane would love to get you involved with this. It's a national movement for the martial arts schools, and it's basically all these schools all over offering a national confidence check week for families. So everybody comes in, and it's like a 30-minute, 15-minute thing with a 15-minute Q&A. They get a confidence assessment because we know confidence is at this all-time low. Like everyone's so messed up, and it's like so instead of doing offers and discounts, like you need to get behind and learn from someone that is putting stuff out there based on movements. Like anything successful nowadays, it's based on a movement. Like Vibe 35 is a movement. And I had to change Chan so many times because that's what you guys have to do too. You have like, for example, like if you're in an area where autism and ADD is severely bad and it's like, it's a lot, I'd be focusing on that a lot. I'd be like getting experts and other people getting involved with this. Write this down. Collaborations are cheaper than anything you could do. So if you guys were all in the same area, and we're collaborating on Instagram posts together, that has a higher score. So it's like, it gives you better reach because it sees you're trusted. So to me, use your phone, start making video content as much as possible, collaborate with as many people as you can. Don't spend a bunch of money on Facebook ads, right? And your call to action should be like, listen, I'm the confidence king. I'm the king of confidence. Send me a message. You know where to find me. Not this cheesy sales scripted commercial. Like, it's like, that's other piece of this that why it works. It's like, it has to be real and from you, and don't try to sound like you're just a script. It's like they want a leader, and it's just like, you know where to find me. You want to jump behind me? Let's go. You want to get behind what we're doing? Let's go. That's your call to action. Not there's a link below. Message me if you're serious. You know what I mean? Like, that's it. That'd be the cheapest way and most cost-effective way for someone, that is just getting started. Someone that has a school chain that already has, let's just take that person. You have 200 students, whatever. You need to find someone that is going to produce video content at scale, like as soon as possible. And if it's costing you over $500 a month, you have the wrong people. Like, it should not be some big time expense. And that's a whole other conversation. So the content at scale is like, you were in the content business, right? So your content's giving you answers. It's not working, then your angle sucks. If no one's responding, then it's not controversial enough. Like, wouldn't you rather find out why you're not good than have someone use AI images and a bunch of fake pictures and then them telling you that, you know what I'm saying? That doesn't make any sense. So to me, it's like, you need to get that video content out as soon as possible. You need to make sure that you understand that you're getting indexed, because if you're doing all this content, you don't know how it's finding you, you're wasting your time. And that's what a lot of people are doing. So
Right. I think there's another thing about the AI movement, like the fallacy of how AI is going to help you market better. In some respects, I think, how many times do we scroll past a fake AI image or a fake AI video, or we notice that this was made by AI and we're like, I'm out, or whatever.
Absolutely.
And
Yep.
but you're right. Organic, real content is the king.
Yeah, get transformation as much as possible. Use that proof from all your current members.
Yeah.
That's
Absolutely.
sorry.
Absolutely.
Sorry,
yeah,
Jim.
I completely understand. It just sounds like a lot of work. It sounds like a lot of effort for school owners who are not versed in social, because a lot of the school owners are not 20, 18, 22. Like, I'm all about social. They're like our age, maybe a little older, maybe a little younger.
Yeah.
And our first instinct isn't to like post, yourself and make selfies, but to go and have them create all this content while running a school, that doesn't sound, I mean, I understand it, but it doesn't sound easy, Nick. I don't know.
Yeah. Listen, I agree with you. And the thing is what I explain to people, like, that's why I was saying, like, if you're spending this much money, like, you're not doing it right. If you're not sure what you're doing for your content, you shouldn't bother. There's a lot of problems. And also, to your point, and if you don't know how to mass produce content, I'll give it to you right now. Right. So the key is this: number one, transformations. You get them through your phone. Why people love your martial arts school. They're the easiest. They get, like, I can never have enough of why they love. That's simple. Put on your phone. Why do you love champions? Why do you love this school? Whatever. And let them be real. And then use that multiple times all over.
Mm.
Second thing is, when you're talking about confidence, when you're talking about discipline, or whatever videos you're trying to establish yourself with, I tell some people, don't listen to me, but the way I produce content at scale is I use Zoom, and I make all my videos in a series. I record it on here, and then the team adds the B-roll. And it takes me about 20 minutes to do 10 videos. So I am doing 5 pieces of content per day on that same formula. So that would help someone that I just gave you the formula of how to be posting 5 times a day. That gets transformations. That's all I use. That's it. People that work with me, Nick D sucks. That's what you saw in my videos. That specifically gets more reach because it's a negative. And then they watch it. And, like, honestly, like, I think it's funny. Like, I think what's going to happen right now is, I think we're in a chin. I think the timing is crazy. I think that with this My Manager platform, this is going to be a wild time. I really do. I think that the website business is going to be changed. People are not going to pay for websites because the technology is coming so fast, Chen, and I'm ready for it. If that's what I'm trying to do, is help people get ready for the changes.
Should school owners even have a website?
Now, yes. Yeah, I think for sure. Because people, here's the thing, people still do go to Google, right? They still do temporarily. Google is also indexing your website. Also, ChatGPT is looking at your website. So yes, you're still, yes, for right now, my point is this. I believe you always will need a website. I don't think you'll be paying 200 or $300 a month for a website in another 12 months. I own a website company. Like I see what's coming with what, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. To me, like, why would I pay this guy 200, then another 300 for this, like, when I could have one thing for $300 a month does the website? It's like, so I think that, but yes, you need a website because it's like that. It's like a bad first impression. If they're looking for you on Google and they can't find anything, or it goes to some Wix page or something, it's that first impression.
Wow.
What? What?
Well, here's
What do you?
let me blow your mind one more thing, Chan.
Okay.
What I built was something called Decision OS. I changed the website, so I got rid of all the pressure, I got rid of all the everything, and I made it based on decisions on a clarity call. But what happened was the social media for the schools is so bad, so weak that they're not qualifying the leads. So what's happening is like, so I tested it. I was like, let's see if so, but they're not doing the social media where it needs to be. So they're not ready for that yet. Down the road, a website should be a very simple, like, this is what we charge. This is how you get started. Here's the thing. Let's go over any questions you have. It's like, that's it. How much more information? That's all it really needs to be. But right now, people still don't, if you're marketing properly and you're qualifying your leads through your marketing, you won't have these problems, but they're not driving enough people to the website. So so if I was a school owner, here's the last thing, Jimmy, for this part. If I was a school owner and like I'm concerned right now, I can tell you, you're going to be invisible in the next 12 months if you don't get started. No one, like, how do you think people are, unless you're running ads and that's all you're relying on, that's going to be a really bad way to run your business. Like, you better start. Gary Vee said it, and I couldn't believe it. He said your social reach will be a direct reflection of your income in the next 24 months.
Oh my gosh.
Think
Wow.
about that. Well, think about that. If you have no followers on Instagram and no one finds you, how big could your school be? I mean, it's like,
So
that's
Jimmy,
where
you and I are going to be poor because we don't post
Well,
anything on our personal.
I'm
Yeah, but
already
you-
poor, so I'm already there. I'm already there.
Yeah.
you guys are retired, so no. But you know what I'm saying?
And the funny thing is that I don't like people that post their dinners or whatever. I just,
hate it.
yeah. Or,
Yeah.
hey, listen, look at my new watch. Hey,
Yeah.
I got a new car. Hey, did you guys see my new Louis Vuitton? I mean,
Yeah.
that stuff just drives me up the wall. And so our generation of people are just, how jerky is that? You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
And I don't want to be the
Um,
guy posting that either because I don't like it. I don't want to be like, oh, look what I'm eating.
Yeah.
The same meal everybody else is eating in the whole world. I don't want to post that. That's crazy.
Anyway, Jimmy, can I see your watch though?
Yeah, I just got a new watch. It's really nice. I'm going to be posting it on my Instagram.
That's crazy.
Yeah, man.
That's crazy.
It's a big change, guys. You know what I mean? It's changing. And the thing is too, like, the thing we have to really be cognizant of is, think about AI. It's like these agents now that are replacing like follow double leads and calls and booking appointments. Like, you're replacing their front desk person, not just in a martial arts school, across the board. You know what I mean? So when I say website companies are going to be replaced, and then you have people getting replaced, like, that's why this stuff is so important, and that's why I think mental health is even more important. That's where I see things go. I think the mental health will get worse, unfortunately, because of people we out of jobs. Like, the person that worked at the front desk at Wawa or some type of convenience store, like, so this is, it all ties together to me, in my opinion. That's why, like, you staying ahead of social media. Like, if you don't have a message and you're not leading people on a mission, then why should they be buying from you anyway? Like, it's like people are looking for that leader right now. So kids are struggling. Like, where are you? You know what I mean? So that's where I think we are.
Which platforms should school owners concentrate first? All of them at once, one at a time? What do you recommend there?
Yeah, I mean,
Is people still use Facebook? I know a lot of my
Yeah.
older friends use Facebook. My younger friends do not. That's what's going on right now.
100%.
In my
So
social.
I would make the content for Instagram Like, and you can, and then share it natively to Facebook. So you have to understand two different types of audiences, but don't share it just like share to Facebook. Like I've seen that hurt me a lot. So I now share it natively when I do it. But yeah, start on Instagram because the thing is, imagine this: Instagram reels are the new word of mouth. So
Hmm.
think about them. Why are we getting no word of mouth? Because there's nothing for anybody to share.
Yeah.
So like
You-
think about that. You know what I'm saying?
And Jimmy, just to address the question you had about working hard, when I first got into this industry, my dad made me wear my uniform, go in a parking lot, and you did this too, Jimmy. And we put
I did
flyers
too.
on people's cars, and then
So
I would walk
worst
into,
Saturday afternoons of my life.
and then we would go inside the grocery store and go, "Hey, is that your kid? Here's a pass." And it worked back then without us getting arrested. And we got a lot of students from that back in the day. And then we would drive around, put people's mailers in the car or in their mailbox, and then we got a threatening letter from the post office. If you want to grow and you want to do something, and short of what I just told you to do, right? Putting videos on social media should be the next frontier. That's not as hard as what we used to do, is what I'm trying to say. There is no magic bullet where you're just going to spend some money and here it is. You're going to get a gazillion students, and it's not evergreen. It's not going to keep coming. It's one of those things you've got to actually put the work in. And thank you for talking to our audience about this. I think this is the real deal. I think this is the way people has to go. You got to put your messages out there.
You know, I mean, think about this too. The other alternative, they don't want to run ads because they say they don't work, right? And then it's like you're not going to do flyers and do door hangers. You're not going to do that. And everyone is online. They're all. So the thing is, some people look at YouTube, some people look at Facebook, some people look at Instagram, whatever. So it's like if they're not there and no one's finding you, or when they go and look for you, and you can't clearly identify. Like, listen, what I did on this call, if we've been listening, people know what I do now. People understand who I'm for. People understand who I'm not for. If you're looking for like fancy ads that, I'm not your guy. If you would have take control of your brand, if you would have like say, like, Nick, like, how do I build a message? Like, and my question for you is, where do you see in the next 2 years, who is going to follow anybody? Like, it's about mission-based movements. So you have to shift from offers and discounts to like, and Chan, like I said, I would love to get you guys involved with Julie. She's a big part of it. She's the catalyst. And this confidence check week. It's like, those are things that are like, someone says, well, Nick, if it's not offers, I'm showing you, but like, Jimmy, to your point, you don't want to do the work. Like, okay, you don't want to do this. So then we're going to try to do something on a confidence check week and to get people behind it. And you're using it for social media and you're getting exposure and using it for content and kids are getting instant results. That's the difference. And those types of things build relationships. Like, everybody wants the button. And I'm trying to show people, it's like, you have to look at the way to the end zone has changed. It's like, it's not instant. It's like you get to the 10-yard line, read the book, The Catalyst, 10 yard, there to 50, there. It's like people move slower, Chan, because there's more options and they're checking you out, and stop rushing.
Question. I have a question.
Yeah.
If that's the case and you're going to focus on social media and make sure you're out there, does retail location even matter nowadays then? Do you need to pay a higher retail per square footage to be in a higher foot traffic visibility of a shopping center? Or can you go into a less rent overhead cost into a industrial / retail space that costs way less? What are
That's a
your
great
thoughts
question.
on what are your thoughts on that?
So last year, we got a chance familiar with Geno's and Pat's, right? So Geno's and Pat's Steaks, they've been legendary cheesesteak places for, I don't know, 40 years. I remember paying like $2 for a cheesesteak. Now it's like 12 or
Wow.
16. You know what I mean? I grew up there.
Right.
That's where I'm from. I'm from the Lettuce Street, right? They're on 9th Street. So anyway, they
Well,
dominated.
before
right?
you answer anything,
Yeah.
Geno's or Pat's, which one?
Neither.
Oh, really? I like
I mean,
Geno's, but anyway.
No, but hold on, a great question. Yes, if I had to choose between those two, I would take Geno's, right?
Okay.
But
Okay.
now it's Skinny Joey's. So, and here's the story
Okay.
to Jimmy's question.
He's on Instagram.
Well, exactly. So this guy goes to the worst location cheesesteak place that never made it. There's been 40 other cheesesteak places that would never made it there in Philadelphia. It's under the bridge where people get shot, right? It is in the worst area. To get there is impossible, right? He does a podcast and he has this guy's stuff, and they dominate the story of social media. They're better to their customers. They don't treat them like shit like Pat's does. They don't yell at you and stuff like that. Like they're doing videos with them. They have overtaken Pat's and Geno's as the dominant cheesesteak place in South
Wow.
Philadelphia. Wow.
Wow.
Skinny
Wow.
Joey's, no marketing, all Instagram, all influencers, all rappers, all stars, all crazy area. You know what I mean? It's like, that's it. You go there and it's like, you know what he attracts? He attracts the people that are just like, yeah, man, I'm sick of the way they treated me over that place. That's what they're saying because they,
Oh.
sorry, I almost cursed there. It's like,
This is the podcast. You can say whatever you want, Nick.
oh man, I wish I would have known that shit. It's anyway, but I'm just kidding. But yeah, that's what, so to answer your question, Jimmy, like, here's the problem. The person who doesn't get social media, who doesn't understand how to collaborate, then no, you do have to pay for visibility and be in a better area. Until you're married to it and you understand that the traditional methods you came up with don't work like they used to. And that's where my stuff. Yeah.
So,
That's awesome.
so for school owners, our audience, school owners who are in a less visibility, who's kind of out of the way and not a commuter, easy commuting distance from residential families, they really need to be on Instagram and social media platform to compensate from that lack of high profile shopping centers then.
Why does everybody go into Instagram? Why? The moms, why are they going there? You guys know?
No.
Okay. To escape. Right? So women, specifically, that's who the target audience is. They're under more pressure than ever. Like they now have to work more. Like, you know, maybe your wives don't work. My wife doesn't work. But a lot of more women, like my daughter, she's a doctor. She works. She has two incredible kids. And there's statistics that have shown the women, they are trying to escape because there's a lot of pressure, right? So what happens is when we talk about your question, it's like the people, everyone, the majority of the population's trying to escape, right? So the question is when they try to escape and they're looking for something for their child, you know, that is really bad. And I think about severe autism. Like I have family members with disorders. You know what I mean? It is no joke. You know that. I mean, these kids, it's like, so when you're trying to escape and then you see someone like yourself that offers a solution that's not drugs or putting them on more medication, you know what I mean? Like these people, like it's a lot. I mean, and I'm just giving one example of a woman that has a kid with autism or ADHD or whatever, you know what I mean? Like, so the thing is when they're going to escape and you're not there, then you're never like, that's what I'm doing for owners that are in all the questions you're asking me. That's why I make my content and I don't have to do anything. When they come to me, it's like, do you realize the conversation I have people is much different? It's like, even me and Chan, it's like, it's much different now. Now he understands me. It's like, Chan, listen, this is how we're going to do it. This is how we're going to dominate this with my manager. Like he gets it. You know, it's like, so that when I get people that's the problem. When people say their leads don't get back to them, it's because you haven't connected with them. There was nothing they found about you that was intriguing, interesting, or good or bad. You know what I mean? It's like versus they go to my page and it's like, check out this series, check out that series. Like, it's like, give a mother like 3 different series of how you help kids with confidence. You want her to be confident? What's other instructor we're going to do? Pushing offers, pushing discounts, pushing specials. You give her a series on Instagram of confidence. Yeah, that's how it's won. And the thing is too, like I said, there's so much free, like while this is free, you better get on top of this because if they start charging for it, then you're really dead. You know what I mean? It's like, that's my point, Jen.
And these moms are your target, is our target market. These
100%.
moms, women with kids, that's the market that we're trying to address.
And that's why there's a drop because they're not going to Google. They're on their phone. They're at the park. They're at dinner eating and they're on their phone. I'm not saying it's right? You're sitting next to your husband that, you know, whatever is not really doing that well. And then, you know what I'm saying? It's like, it's a lot.
I
You know what I mean?
I have a good example because my wife, you're absolutely right. My wife is trying to escape from me. So that's why she's on the phone all the time.
Oh my God, same here. My wife admits it to me too. You know? Exactly.
I'm serious. I'm joking, but I'm not joking. You know what I mean? It's
I
100%
I know
correct.
exactly what you're saying. My wife's laughing over there. She agrees too. You know?
This has
Obviously,
been so awesome. Yeah.
I
So,
Yeah,
guess
man.
Master Chan doesn't relate because his wife listens to him. I don't understand.
Yeah,
we have a policy at dinner. We put all the phones away.
Oh
So
I
my
love
my,
it.
gosh.
my kids and whatever. And I am so sick of having dinner and everybody's on their devices. So we made a family decision to take the phones off. And I want my kids to learn how to conversate. So
That's what they should
it's
be
an
doing, man. You're
important
not gonna
thing.
have those days back again. I'm so grateful for my dad. Always turned the television on. Always. Then it was the
Right.
TV. Now it's cell phones.
Yeah, for sure. If people want to get a hold of you and follow you, should they do it on Instagram? What do you
Yeah.
think they should do?
Yes. Go to Instagram, coaching boss. Yeah,
Also,
coaching boss
Coaching
on it.
boss?
Yeah, coaching boss. Yeah. That's my
I'm
Okay.
gonna.
Instagram handle,
I have.
coaching boss.
I have all of Nick's. I will get all of Nick's information. It's going to be in our YouTube show description and our podcast show notes and all the podcast players as well. So all they have to do is just scroll down, look at the description and the show notes of the podcast as well. So I'll have that.
Yeah.
But before we finish, I'm sorry, before we finish, we started
Well,
something.
I just want to say one
Yeah.
thing. There's one thing I always appreciated about Nick D's content because he never sold to you. Like he always gave first. And everywhere he's gone, I've been following you for years. You know what I mean? And before even any of the Instagram stuff, it was like
Yep.
all like emails. I followed all your content and it was really sound stuff. And I never felt like you were trying, what's the angle? And
Yep.
I think that's one thing why you're really respected in the industry is because you've given out like really good stuff for everybody. And I know it's a lot. Please rewatch this, write some more notes, but follow Master Nick D. I mean, he is
Appreciate
the
it.
man.
Thank you so
Okay,
much, Chan. Thank you so much, Jimmy.
we started something new on the podcast where we answer questions from our audience. And today's
Yep.
question comes from Master Gabriel Untalan. I'm sorry if I did not pronounce that correctly. He's asking, and this is for both of you guys, how are different martial arts schools structuring and managing their student leadership or junior leadership teams? And along with that, are schools running any kind of student volunteer programs or parent volunteer programs, and how are those organized?
That's that
Uh,
That's your Chain Lee question.
let's do that.
Bottom line, in order, I think I've said this in other podcasts, is that if you are going to get a black belt, we require 25 hours of volunteer and leadership in our classroom. So that is just built into what we're doing. So they come in and help out with warm-ups, hold targets, and so forth. We also do have a leadership team workout. So you've got to be invited and you've got to have so many hours that you've put into the school to be doing that. And then you've got to pass a test on knowing your curriculum. And once they pass the curriculum test and they hit a certain age, they've got to fill out a resume, their first resume as a 14-year-old. And we interview these junior candidates. And if they pass muster, they get on our payroll. But you got to have a leadership class and you got to have a staff class. Because if you don't do that and you don't train your people, they don't get better.
To add to that, Mr. Nick?
The only thing I would add is like the teams where like you're not charging for people, like, and you're like, but they're paying you to do it. I just think it's gonna be careful, like with laws and stuff for like I don't know what the word is for it, but I've seen one of my friends, he actually got in trouble where he had to pay money for like someone's tuition like 3 years later. It's pretty weird. So, but that's not my thing. I don't want to give any advice on things that I'm not doing, but I would just make sure you're doing everything legally. That's all.
It's that
Yeah.
whole, you have volunteer staff that is not on payroll. I know what you're saying.
Yes.
But we haven't encountered any other issues, but it's built in to do warm-ups or if they help out at our fundraising events to get 5 hours. So it's not like work per se. They're just there. Yeah. Assisting. So
Awesome,
you
sir.
definitely. Yeah.
No. Awesome. I just wanted to close this show out by saying, Mr. Nick D, thank you for coming on to Black Belt Banter today. This was a great conversation. I think a lot of our school owners needed to hear this, especially right now when marketing is changing so fast. Instagram isn't just posting pictures anymore. It's about visibility, content, and making sure your school gets discovered in a world where AI, search, and social media are all connected. We'll include Mr. Nick D's contact information in the show notes and in the description below. Feel free to reach out to him if you have any questions about what we talked about today or anything related to marketing for your school. I also want to thank Master Chan Lee for joining us on this episode as well. Master Chan has always been on the cutting edge of marketing in our industry, and it's great to have these conversations together so school owners can hear different perspectives on what's working right now. For everyone listening, if you got value from this episode, please subscribe to our Black Belt Banter on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen to podcasts. Thank you, everybody, for listening to Black Belt Banter. Bye, everyone.